Hello everybody, good morning. Welcome ladies, friends, parents. I'm so happy that you're here today. My name is Kayla Perez and I'm here with Azul School where homeschooling is my favorite job. I hope that everybody's having a great day today whenever you might be watching this. Thank you for coming. Today we're going to talk about something personal, and that is why I homeschool. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around. Let's get into it. So I have 5 general reasons why I homeschool, but I have to say, this is really difficult. It's really hard to narrow down the reasons why I chose to homeschool because I feel like I could go on forever about it. There's so many things. I don't want to say anything that will make people who are choosing public or private or charter education for their kids feel bad because my opinions are just that. They are my opinions. And I am in no way saying or suggesting that homeschooling is the only way or that homeschooling is the best way for everyone. It's the best way for me and for my kids. You get the idea. You do you, okay? We're all in this together. Okay, so let's get into it. 5 general reasons why we chose to homeschool. The number one reason is time with my kids. I have to say, we did actually consider putting my oldest daughter into a Montessori school for, I believe it was pre-K. And we went and toured the school. We met the teachers, like we did everything. Because at that point in time, I was starting to work a lot more and I was really thinking that I wasn't going to be able to devote as much time as I wanted to for homeschooling, even though homeschooling was always our plan. And so we did consider, we toyed around with the idea of putting my daughter in a Montessori school. And we went and toured the school, we met the teachers, we filled out some paperwork, and I realized she's 4 and I'm going to be away from her for 8 hours a day. And I can't lie, it broke my heart to think of being away from my baby for that long. And maybe that sounds like I'm a crazy, like overprotective mom who needs to get her own life. I don't really care. That's just how I feel. I feel like my kids are only going to be little for such a short amount of time and it goes by so quickly. And if I have the chance and the opportunity to spend that time with them and to savor it and soak it up as much as I possibly can, I'm going to take that opportunity every time, hands down. I love spending time with my kids, and that's the number one reason why I want to homeschool. Number 2 is freedom. So when you put your kids in school, you are totally giving away your schedule for 5 days a week to the school system. They tell you what time you have to wake up, essentially, what time you have to drop off, what time you have to pick up. They even tell you how many days you can miss before you start getting in trouble. And I know that's different for every district and every state. Where we live, it's actually pretty strict. They only let your kid miss like 8 days or 10 days for the whole year, which is not a lot. I mean, if you want to go on a family trip or a vacation, or if your kid gets sick or, a family member gets sick, it doesn't leave a lot of room. And so the number 2 reason we homeschool is I want that freedom. I want to be able to decide what our routine is, what our schedule is, and if something comes up, I can decide how we're going to handle that spontaneous event right then and there. We definitely want to travel more. That's one of our goals as a family. And so homeschooling will also allow the opportunity for us to do that. Third reason, and this is, I'm going to be very delicate with this. I don't want to offend anybody when I say this. I know so many of my friends are teachers. They're loving, hardworking teachers that give their absolute best to their kids in their class every day. However, overall, it's no secret that our school system in the United States is lacking. There's a lot of areas where it is lacking. And I think that even the best teachers in the school system and the best faculty members would agree that they're frustrated with some things in the school system as well. So I'm not saying anything new here, but I just personally feel, and my husband agreed after going to public school for his whole education, that we could do better for our kids and our family. That we could give them a better education, a better love of learning, and give them more experiences and real life skills that are going to be tailored to our kids, to their individual needs. And so to me, the third reason we homeschool is the best education that I can give to my kids as individuals. The fourth reason is exposure, I guess, what my kids are exposed to. I want to be able to have a little bit more control over that. When your kids are away from you for 8 hours a day, even if you trust the teachers and you trust the faculty that's in charge, you still really can't control what your kids are exposed to on a day-to-day basis from other students and occasionally other adults. And I'm not talking just about really, really bad stuff, although that's definitely a danger. I'm also just talking about, general attitudes of people, behaviors of people, bullying, language, like all of these things that I feel like I can shelter my kids from for a little bit longer. And essentially, these people are strangers. I mean, they could be the best people in the world, and I'm not saying that they're not, but I don't know them. And so the idea of handing over my kids to people that essentially I don't know is a little scary and overwhelming for me. I just would rather be the person in the front line that gets to censor and time out when things are exposed to my kids. And the fifth reason I chose to homeschool, and the reason that I love it so much, is at the end of the day, in my heart, I love to teach. I love to talk about things, as y'all can see, and I love to teach. And so for me, homeschooling is actually really fun and fulfilling for me as a person. I actually thoroughly enjoy it. I enjoy making the lesson plans. I enjoy learning with my kids, reading with my kids, going to cool places with my kids, all of it. I love it. I love homeschooling. So those are my 5 reasons why I chose to homeschool. If you enjoyed being with me here today, I hope you'll consider liking the video. And if you want to see more videos like this about homeschooling and parenthood and being encouraging to each other on this crazy journey, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. And I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.